brahmamurāri surārcita liṅgam, nirmalabhāsita śobhita liṅgam, janmaja duḥkha vināśaka liṅgam, tat-praṇamāmi sadāśiva liṅgam. I bow before that liṅgam, which is the eternal Shiv, which is worshipped by Brahma, Vishnu and other devas, which is pure and resplendent, and which destroys sorrows of birth. This verse glorifies the sadāśiva liṅgam as a divine symbol worshipped by the highest celestial beings. It emphasizes its purity, radiant presence, and its ability to dissolve the deep-rooted suffering that comes from repeated birth. devamuni pravarārcita liṅgam, kāmadahana karuṇākara liṅgam, rāvaṇa darpa vināśana liṅgam, tat-praṇamāmi sadāśiva liṅgam. I bow before that liṅgam, which is the eternal Shiv, which is worshipped by great sages and devas, which destroyed the god of love, which showers mercy, and which destroyed the pride of Ravana. This verse presents the liṅgam as a merciful force that transcends desire and ego. By referencing the destruction of Kamadev and Ravana's arrogance, it highlights how Shiv removes inner enemies and fosters humility through compassion. sarva sugandha sulepita liṅgam, buddhi vivardhana kāraṇa liṅgam, siddha surāsura vandita liṅgam, tat-praṇamāmi sadāśiva liṅgam mosam. I bow before that liṅgam, which is the eternal Shiv, which is anointed by perfumes, which leads to growth of wisdom, and which is worshipped by sages, devas, and asurs. This verse speaks of the divine liṅgam as a fragrant, sacred presence that awakens higher wisdom. Its universal reverence by both devas and asurs symbolizes its impartial and elevating nature, accessible to all beings. kanak mahamani bhushit liṅgam, phanipati veshtit śobhit liṅgam, daksha suyajya nināśana liṅgam, tat-praṇamāmi sadāśiva liṅgam. I bow before that liṅgam, which is the eternal Shiv, which is ornamented by gold and great jewels, which shines with the snake being with it, and which destroyed the yagya of Daksh. This verse portrays the majestic and fierce aspects of Shiv. Adorned with riches and the nag, the liṅgam radiates spiritual power. The destruction of Daksha's yagya shows how egoistic rituals without devotion are dissolved by Shiv's divine presence. Kumkum chandan lepit liṅgam, pankaj har sushobhit liṅgam, sanchit pāpa vināśana liṅgam, tat-praṇamāmi sadāśiva liṅgam. I bow before that liṅgam, which is the eternal Shiv, which is adorned by sandal paste and saffron, which wears the garland of lotus flowers, and which can destroy accumulated sins. This verse emphasizes the aesthetic beauty and purifying power of the liṅgam. Through offerings of kumkum, chandan and lotuses, the devotee connects to Shiv, who in turn burns away the burden of past negative actions. devganarchit sevita liṅgam, bhavair bhaktibhirev cha liṅgam, dinkar koti prabhakar liṅgam, tat-praṇamāmi sadāśiva liṅgam. I bow before that liṅgam, which is the eternal Shiv, which is served by gods and other beings, which is the doorway for devotion and good thought, and which shines like billions of suns. This verse glorifies the brilliance of the liṅgam, likening its light to that of countless suns. The sincere feelings and devotion offered to this divine form bring immense spiritual illumination. Ashtadalopri veshtit liṅgam, sarva samudbhav kāraṇa liṅgam, ashtadaridra vināśana liṅgam, tat-praṇamāmi sadāśiva liṅgam. I bow before that liṅgam, which is the eternal Shiv, which is surrounded by 8 petals, which is the prime reason of all riches, and which destroys 8 types of poverty. This verse depicts the liṅgam as the source of abundance, encircled by the 8-fold lotus of spiritual energies. Worshipping this form of Shiv helps eliminate all forms of scarcity, physical, mental, and spiritual. Surguru, Survar Pujit Liṅgam, Suravan Pushpa Sadārcita liṅgam, Parat Parang Paramatmak liṅgam, tat-praṇamāmi sadāśiva liṅgam. I bow before that liṅgam, which is the eternal Shiv, which is worshipped by the teacher of gods, which is worshipped by the best of gods, which is always worshipped by the flowers from the garden of gods, which is the eternal abode, and which is the ultimate truth. This final verse presents the liṅgam as the supreme spiritual reality, constantly worshipped by divine beings with celestial offerings. It represents the Paramatma, the highest self, and the very foundation of all existence. Lingashtakam punyam yah pathe shivasannidho Shivlokam avapnoti shiven saha modate. Anyone who chants the holy octet of the liṅgam in the holy presence of Bhagwan Shiv would in the end reach the world of Shiv and keep him company. This concluding verse affirms the immense spiritual benefit of chanting the Lingashtakam. It assures the devotee a place in Shivlok and eternal bliss in the divine company of Bhagwan Shiv.